Right, this is the first entrance to the Finca. I might have to stop the video. So, is this the driveway? Get my Land Rover here. This is the driveway. I'm sure the car's going to ground here because it's very low. The spoilers, but it might not. So I've got it in first gear. No, didn't ground there. Now let's look at this. If I go up the right side, I'm going to bridge those holes. I'm going to do that. Mercedes isn't meant for this, but yep, I've done it. Right, so let's see where I go there now, you know. I think we go up the back, do that same sort of thing again. Keep it in the middle of the tyres. Creaking. I need to look at that again. Right, it's got a bit of a lift there at the left. I think I want to keep right again. This is probably the worst bump. I don't think it might ground. No, it might. Just a little bit. There's a nasty rock here, so we go left of that. Nearly there. I've done it. We're at the Finca now. Load the water and the food. Keep the video running. What I like about, here we are at the Finca, nobody here whatsoever, nor man nor beast. There might be some beasts up there. The hunters will get them. No man nor beast in sight anywhere. You are completely alone here. You can think. Anyway, what I like is you see these keys they use? Big brass keys. I like those. Be nice to give you a tenant. Here is the key. The big brass key. I've never been in before. Double locked, and then we go. The Finca. Oh, they've left a few things. It's got a bit of damp, you see, but I've got plans for the damp. Taken the fridge. Yeah. Taken the LED lights. So there's an upstairs, you know. Big fireplace here. We can put the lights on here. So this is The land's worth what I paid for it. So this is sort of extra, free. I could sort all this out. All the bedrooms got beams in. They look to be in quite good condition. What I plan to do with the damp is cut with a disc cutter really low to the ground, cut a line just half a metre, and then put in damp proof course, seal it up with cement, and then move on to the next half metre, do the same, and you can get at it from both sides. So that will stop any damp rising. Also do the floor, excavate the floor, or put a damp proof membrane on it, then put concrete on top of that, up the walls. Damp proof membrane. Someone's left the sunglasses. So the house is really free. If you take into account the land costs 50 cents a metre, which I've never seen it for that price for sale, ever. I've heard of people buying it, but not very nice land. But this land is less than 50 cents a metre I bought. Here. So we've had a little pick at that already. So we've got some damp rising. Well, what's the obvious thing to do? The obvious thing to do is to disc it and put plastic in there. This is, instead of taking the whole thing down again, which it doesn't need taking down again, because it's a solid structure, it's been here 200 years. So we disc it and put damp proof in there, and put another wall up, or I get all this rendering off, it's not all bad, and build another wall with the local rocks. There's loads of rocks here, and sand and cement, so it'll be a much stronger wall. Or I buy some more uniform rocks. This is how they built these houses, with local rocks around here. See that? That's an oven, and it's got a bird section upstairs. That's an old outside toilet, and that's the water well. So I plan to connect a pump to that with electric on solar panels and give the house water. So obviously you make this slide away from the house and make it waterproof, so the water slides well away from the house before it sinks into the ground. So waterproof that, maybe put some marble slabs down, a lot of marble around here, or concrete it, nice and flat, but give it a pendiente, a fall away from the house. And also, look, there's no guttering. So you've got to put some guttering on it when it rains, and direct the water into an underground tank. And just make a big hole, then block it, then render it, make it waterproof, and you've got an underground tank. So you shoot the water in from the gutters. There's one there, but there's none up here because of waste. And all your rainwater will go into your underground tank. You then put a tank, you put a pump at the top, a tube going right down to the bottom of the tank, almost to the bottom. So it doesn't get any dirt up, about half a metre up. And it charges up, and then it pumps the water out at great pressure where you want it, which will be into the house and the plumbing system, the showers, toilets. So I'm pleased, never bought anything like this before. Then I'm going to unload. I bought some local wine and sardines, rice, lentils, dried food that will last. Got no fridge yet. So that's what I plan to do, get all this loose stuff off. And you see inside, you could plasterboard it. So you leave that alone, instead of repairing that, you leave 10 centimetre gap with aluminium rails, you then build a plasterboard wall. So you're not touching that wall, and you could make air holes in the walls for it to breathe. Or you could again disc it at the bottom and put the plastic in. Simple really, obvious. It's nice arc. But this wood's got to be hundreds of years old, you know. It's fine. Good. Pleased. 50 acres of land and a house for less than a studio in England. Which would I rather have? I'd rather have this. And we're near a town with a really nice supermarket, just being in it. And it's better climate here. It's not too hot. It's fresher here than it is down in the towns.